You're just not ready to know the truth. Yay! Welcome back to the Dear Ones podcast. My name is Joanni, and I'm here with a series of 11 episodes which helps us to navigate through the older version to our newer version, but together. Let's start with something really honest. Staying the same may feel really familiar, comfortable, and predictable. And it's not a flaw, it's just the truth. Your brain is wired for survival, not transformation. If something is familiar, the brain labels it as safe, even if it's unfulfilling, something that is keeping you stuck, and something that doesn't serve you anymore. That's why we repeat habits. That's why we stay in patterns. That's why change can feel threatening enough for us to not be able to do it even if we want it. But here's a secret. Well, not a secret anymore, but comfort and alignment are not the same thing. And at some point, staying safe will stop feeling peaceful, but rather just become burdensome and something that's really heavy. And that heaviness is not something negative. It's information for you to be aware that it's time to change, it's time to step up. I want to introduce you to this emotional frequency chart. Not in a really magical, mystical, spiritual way yet, but in a really logical manner. Think of these as weights in your body. Whenever you feel an emotion of a higher vibration, which is gratitude, love, joy, fulfillment, peace, all those feel really light and nice, joyful, chirpy. But whenever you're vibrating on a lower frequency level with the emotions such as shame, guilt, fear, frustration, anger, those emotions can weigh you down. Love, gratitude, peace, trust, presence, those can feel expansive. At the same time, emotions such as fear, guilt, shame can feel contracting. And mind well, none of these emotions are bad. The high frequency emotions show up when your actions and your inner world is aligned. The joy you feel, the radiant glow you get, the happiness, it's all present when you are aligned with your inner world. On the other hand, the lower frequency emotions show up when there's resistance, when your inner world is trying to change, but your actions and your surroundings are not letting it happen. So, these emotions are not bad. They're just signals. They're trying to tell you it's time to change. It's time to change. The key takeaway here is that you don't fall into a lower emotional state because you're failing at something, but because you're suppressing something that was supposed to be in motion. Staying the same isn't neutral. First it feels calm, then it feels numb, then it gets boring, then restless, then frustrating. And eventually, you'll feel angry, not even knowing why. And this is exactly the state where comparison begins. Comparison, not like the usual term, but I like to define it as the mirror you're trying to avoid. You start noticing people taking actions around you, posting, trying, failing publicly, not giving up, and learning as they go. And something inside you just tightens. You start thinking that they don't deserve this. I could do this much better. How did they do it? They're not that good. But let's be real. You're not angry at them, but you're angry at yourself. Because they did the one thing that you didn't. They started. They took that initiative. Comparison is not jealousy. It's information. It shows you exactly where you are not honoring your own desire. That anger, that frustration that you have looking at someone else, it's not because you see someone else winning at something. It's because you know that you're capable of that movement and you still stay stuck at the same stage out of fear. And that's when your emotional frequency drops. Now let's talk about something that's a bit uncomfortable, but the truth. Awareness without action is a trap. Awareness without action is a trap. Consuming content is not transformation. You can read all the books, listen to all the podcasts, save all the posts, and understand all the concepts, and still stay exactly the same. Having awareness is powerful, but awareness without action becomes a performance. You look like you're growing, you sound like you're evolving, but you're still stuck in the same place. Because true transformation doesn't happen in your mind, but in your behavior. What can we say about the brain? The brain is really clever. It gives you the feeling of progress without any action. You tell yourself, I'm going to start this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to change, I'm going to post, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You visualize it, you think about it, you talk about it, you tell everyone, and your brain goes, great, we're done. But if you look at it, nothing actually happened in the real world. Thinking about the action gives your brain the gratification. But of course, life only responds to embodied action. We're always just taught, I'll do this when I'm ready. I'll start this when this happens, and 10 days from now I'm going to do this. I'm going to start this. I'll act when I feel confident. How many times have you done that to yourself? But just for a second, really carefully, look at this word, emotion. If we break it, it goes emotion. So now if you think of it, emotion is followed by motion. You don't feel confident, then act. You act, and confidence is built. You don't feel ready and then move. You first move, and the readiness catches up. Waiting to be ready is just your brain's way of choosing safety over truth. Hard pill to swallow. And if you're thinking staying the same is doing no harm, then you're wrong. It costs you your energy, your time, and your self-trust. How many times have you made a promise to yourself and you've not kept it? Those are the missed chances that you had on building your confidence to actually do something that you wanted to do. Internally, you've already moved, but externally, nothing has changed. And this mismatch is what creates the frustration. Staying still for too long will suffocate the growth. Discomfort is not a punishment, it's preparation. The cocoon phase is not asking you to rush, but it's asking you to move honestly. One step, one action, one truth embodied. You're not behind. You're just at the moment where staying the same doesn't fit anymore. Now, as we come to an end of this episode, I'd like you to practice these 3 things before we meet again next week. Sounds good? First, name the emotion. What emotion keeps showing up lately? Is it boredom, frustration, anger, restlessness? Or you could be in a fun zone right now. You could be taking action right now. So you could feel happiness, you could feel growth, you could feel gratitude, you could feel the presence. Which emotion are you feeling? Take a note of it and observe yourself. Don't judge it. It's a signal, not a flaw. Number 2, spot the comparison triggers. Next time you see someone and you compare yourself with them or their life, ask yourself this question: which action am I avoiding that this person is now reminding me of? It's my most favorite practice to do, because as soon as I know something that I admire in someone else is ready to be ignited in me, it's ready to take birth from me. Number 3, the one that matters the most, taking one small aligned action. Post, speak, start, read, run, something, just some action that you're avoiding. Do it. And don't forget, less explaining, less consuming, and more doing. Inside the cocoon, the energy is conserved for transformation, not performance. And if you've reached this far in the episode, I am really grateful and I'm so proud of you for taking this step for yourself. And I have a confession to make. I'm not there yet either, but I choose this version of myself today. And if you're too, then we're walking together. And that's the end of the episode. Really grateful. Let me know if you have any questions, how you found this episode. Was it helpful? How can it be more helpful? Anything that you would like to tell me, you can add it in the comment section. And I'll see you next week. Keep smiling. Oh yeah, almost forgot this. Take a deep breath on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. Hold. And exhale with a sigh. Now we're ready to be a butterfly.